Okay, we should see now. Good evening, everyone. We are continuing our conversations and our series about the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, which is very important for us in the Balkans to learn both sides. Until now, we spoke with two American leaders. One was Armenian American, and the other was Azerbaijani American leader, activists. We spoke with the Armenian representatives from the government, and then I contacted people from the Civil Society Council, NGO Council in Azerbaijan. And with great pleasure, I have my guest tonight. I want to announce it with a great pleasure. It is Miss Nargiz Xelef. She is the civil society leader and the secretary of the NGO Council of that country. Nargiz, good evening, and thank you very much for taking some time to share your thoughts and perception on the conflict.
Thank you so much for invitation. Thank you.
So the first question is about your view of what is happening right now in Nagorno-Karabakh in conflict, and what is your view on the situation? What is happening right now?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Filipovic. And I want to greet all the listeners and from your country, from my country, and from all over the world. I want first of all, I will not go very deep to the history. Because there are some historical points of this issue as well, but I will not go deeply because it's it will have more our time. So at this moment, almost 30 years that Azerbaijan people just have relied to the international law and believed to OSCE Minsk group and hoped that the international implementation of the full resolution of UN Security Council. That the UN Security Council have the 4 resolutions, which yes, you have these resolutions.
You sent it with me. I will put it like you said on the board.
Yes, and 822, 853, 874, and 884. This is that the Armenian armed force unconditional, immediate have to full withdraw their armed force from the territory of Azerbaijan. It's so exact phrase that we hope that in this almost 30 years, this UN Security Council resolution implemented by Armenian side. But unfortunately, what we saw and what we see, these resolutions are not implementing at all. And the situation is changed now. I will talk about later, because one of the resolutions already changed thanks to Azerbaijan government and armed force. Also the OSCE Minsk group. That there is co-chair countries of this group, and from they are Russia, France, and US. In these 30 years, they were just talking, they were just discussing, and there were some exact Madrid principles, which they were exact points, but nothing was gone forward. And now, after all of these things, we thought that when Democrat Nikol Pashinyan, the Prime Minister of Armenia, came to the power, we thought that, okay, it's good that he's a democratic person, and it means that the situation will be changed. The discussions will be come to the exact conclusion. But it was opposite, On the contrary, first, the Prime Minister, that democratic Prime Minister of Armenia, from all international tribune, he was saying that Karabakh is Armenia. It's just against all international law. First, to the Karabakh, for the armed force. It's like I'm sending my son to your country to serve. What is the point? Where is the point? Why you do this? And third, I've sent you the photo as well. His wife, Anna Akopyan, I think I'm right, Anna Akopyan, he went to the Karabakh. On the hand the gun, he started like to they have just did some military trainings there, and all these stuff things, and then they have some so-called like parliament um,
of the parliament of the Karabakh region.
Yes, exactly. And all these things, and implementing this swearing in the ceremony, swearing ceremony in the Shusha, exactly in the Shusha. All these points was exactly reason. The reason was insulting Azerbaijan people, because they know that Shusha is as a it's holy city for us. It's like Jerusalem for Israel people. Shusha, because this Shusha city gave to us our history, very and very famous people to our history, very famous people to the world, in different and in cultural like people who served for culture, for the literature, etc. And exactly this city Shusha, which is very holy place for Azerbaijan, they have started to implement some swearing ceremony. They have implemented some parliamentary elections there, and etc. And all these things was exactly insulted us, and we understood that there is no any peaceful resolution for this, because all these things was screaming that we are not for peace. The other side was screaming for us that we are not for peace, because this is not peace, because what is these things make for our feelings. I don't know, you have information about Azerbaijani people, about Caucasus people or no. We are for us, like, values is very important for us. Our flag, for us, our territory, for us, our parents, our perhaps for you the same, but I exactly want to emphasize this, that like when our flag, when our anthem, where our territory is some point is insulting, it means it's insulting ourselves. So that's why all these things made our people to make exact conclusion. And Azerbaijan government is really at this moment supporting from our Azerbaijan people, and Azerbaijan people like inspired Azerbaijan government to do exact actions. And the action is Azerbaijan people, Azerbaijan armed force today, they are fighting for their territorial integrity, for their holy land, Karabakh, Nagorno-Karabakh, and seven surrounding region. As I already said that one of the UN Security Council resolutions was about Zengilan. Like, it was very clearly said that Armenian armed force have to withdraw their withdraw their armed force from the Zengilan. And thanks to Azerbaijan people, government, and armed force, that we already implement this resolution. What is international law didn't do, organization didn't do, we did by ourselves. And what is really horrible side all of these things, like in the conflict zone, armed force from both sides are fighting. Yeah, this is the rule of the world. This is it can be how to say that it can be understandable, but when at this moment it's Armenia just doing just a second. I've sent some photos to you, and just a second.
Do you want me to bring up the Zangilan resolution, or?
Yeah, about Zangilan
You can send it me here. Send it to me here on chat. You can send it me here in chat here on the right side. You can just send file. It's easier to have it here. Okay.
Okay. No, I won't say that. At this moment, like Armenia completes the world, like Azerbaijan must stop the fight or something like this. Azerbaijan people also want peace. Our children, our boys are dying there. It's not easy for us. It doesn't mean that we want war at all, because our boys are dying there. Our military forces are dying there. But when we see that the other side is just insulting and is just playing the circus with us, it's unacceptable. And the president of Azerbaijan several times said that if the soldier of Armenia doesn't want to die, they can't be in the territory of Azerbaijan. They just don't they can't fight in the territory of Azerbaijan, which is accepted by all the world, like in Karabakh. So they just have to leave these territories, and that's all. And we do nothing with the population, with the people who live in Karabakh, and even uh, uh, and all this situation which happening now in Karabakh, because our armed force is enough. Like I know that Armenia never ever could believe that Azerbaijan army is so strong, but it is, because 30 years, it's the now the people who just fired out their houses in Karabakh 30 years ago, they are coming back to their that houses as a military forces. Can you understand what I'm saying? They were children when they fired out from their houses, and now they are coming back to that places as a army servants. And this is not easy for us, and uh, after all of these things, Armenian prime minister start to beg the president of Russia, Putin, the president of France, Macron, and then sides decided to sign the humanitarian ceasefire. And the humanitarian ceasefire was signed in 9th October at 12 o'clock. It was the ceasefire time, and at 12:05 the ceasefire violated. And at the night at 2 o'clock, approximately at 2 o'clock at the night time, the inhabited building got attacked from the Armenian territory. Missile attacks, missile strikes, and 10 in this Armenian terror took 10 children. 10 children. And you may fight with the military servants in the contact in the conflict zone, but what is the faults of the children? What is the fault of the people who was sleeping at their houses, and at 2 o'clock in the night you are just they were the victims of the Armenian missile strikes? I can't understand this. This is not war. This is war crime. And 10 I have exact numbers about this. I don't know I've sent you or not. 61 person died, and 10 of them are children. And
this is from Ganja. This is picture from Ganja, right?
Yeah, they didn't attack only Ganja. They attacked also Mingechevir, which is, you know, there is a large water like, you know, reservation there. Yeah,
right,
reservation there. And you know what is the main a very important point, that if it's collapsed, it means that half of Azerbaijan will be flooded, you know, and it's tragic for the whole region. And can you imagine what is Armenia is thinking of doing this? They are attacking Mingechevir, exactly the water reserves, you know. And not only Ganja, not only Mingechevir, I've sent to you the map, which is more than 30 cities are attacking at this moment. And yesterday, 13 years of child is died. He is from Russia. He was a guest in Ganja in his aunt, and he's died yesterday. You know, they are innocent people. What with them to do with the this conflict?
This is exactly what this is exactly what war brings. It brings misery to all people. And I spoke to people, and I wanted just.
I
understand
can't say
you
that
completely.
this is what war is bringing. No, it's not like this. The war must be, if it's the war must be implemented in the exact conflict zone. It must be between the both sides military servants, you know, both sides military forces. It can't touch the civilians of different sides. From our side, I exactly can send you the points which is president of our country says, and Hikmet Hacıyev also from presidential administration. He says exactly that we do nothing with the civilians which is living in Karabakh. The people who just exactly want to stay there and they accept the territorial integrity of Azerbaijan, opposite all of this, we will help them. We will together with them. You know, and the numbers like from the certain cities which is at this moment under attack of Armenian, it's war crime. It's not war. It's exactly the war crime. 61 people is died, 282 wounded, 1,846 number of dilapidated houses. You know, everything is destroyed, just destroyed. Is it war? It's not war. It's just war crime.
Okay.
And the aim of the
is, I wanted to ask.
No, I just
wanted to ask you another question. Okay.
You know, they
okay,
can
I'm
be
listening. The sound is.
No, they can be a question. Why Armenia do this? The aim of Azerbaijan is to involve a third part in the conflict. You know, especially Russia. The exact aim is this, because they think that like it will be panic from the Azerbaijan military servants side, and they will attack Armenia. And if they will attack Armenia, for some rules of Okatab, I don't remember how to say this international organization name in English. Like there is a understanding between them that in this case, Russia can be involved in this conflict. But Azerbaijan government and people are enough smart and wise.
Yeah, they have Armenia is officially the military ally of Russia. But Ms. Xelef, I just want you to understand the idea of the conversation is not for me to bring judgment, and I don't want to bring judgment and to take sides in this conflict, because I don't have have deep understanding of it. I just want both sides to be heard. And thank you very much for sharing your perspective on the conflict.
Thank you so much for this.
And I wanted to ask you another question. This is what is happening on the ground right now. I've seen this map, which is very interesting, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. And you touched the subject a little bit. Just a second. You send me this map. It is currently what is happening on the ground. So here it is. This is the map where you see the regions which are, according to the Azerbaijani side, liberated. This is your information, and those are territories that are around cities of Fizuli, Jabrail, and up all the way to the Armenian border, down to this valley, down this in the south and here in the north. These regions were abandoned by Azerbaijani, ethnic Azerbaijanis in the 90s. According to some numbers, there were 800,000 of people who left the areas of conflicts, who left, people that are internally displaced within Azerbaijan. You mentioned those people returning to their homeland, to their houses, to their cities as soldiers. Also, you mentioned correctly that your president sent the message to the Armenian population of Nagorno-Karabakh that they can stay in their homes if they want to accept the Azerbaijani government. But do you think that enough has been done from both sides to create this sense of trust between people, both Armenian and Azerbaijani, that they can return to their homes and that they can have a normal life on the territories that have been abandoned? This is very important because one day this conflict will end. And the question is, do you believe that Azerbaijani and Armenian people can live together in this territory after the conflict ends? And what will be needed? You mentioned war crimes, and when war is happening, you cannot control what everybody does on the ground, what every soldier does on both sides. So do you think that those war crimes and the punishment, the sanctions for the people who committed war crimes will help create this sense of trust among the two communities and maybe create the
okay, thank you.
The conditions for both sides to live together in peace?
Okay. First of all, I want to say that this is not first case in our history. Like at this moment, we have more than 30,000 Armenians in Azerbaijan, majority of them in Baku. And one exact example I can give, that first time within these 4 weeks when Armenia attacked Ganja, under that habitants building which is destroyed, there were Armenian women. And lucky that she doesn't die, she's alive, and she is Armenian. I have neighbors, Armenians, which at this moment, they are living in Baku very peacefully with us. We do not problem with the Armenian people. I don't know what about the Armenians, because to say truth, I have almost 10 years that I have Twitter account and this different accounts in the social media, and we are some contact with the Armenians. And in several times I've been in international projects in the different European countries and different countries of the world, and we had some contacts with the Armenians. Yes, there are some people which is very brainwashed. But we personally, what Azerbaijan people want is just one exact thing. We want our territorial integrity. We want it back, more than 1 million refugees to go back to their houses. How could Azerbaijani people live together with the Armenians? We are already live together with them. Me is an example for this. I'm living with the Armenians in Baku. where I live, you know. And my parents also lived with the Armenians. I say this is exact example that the church, Armenian church, in the center of Baku. It's very center of the city, and we, you know, at the period when all this situation, like in 18th, in 19th, well, when all this situation is started, like
this is the Armenian church. Sorry, this is, you mentioned this Armenian church, right?
yeah, and I can't see the photo. Perhaps you can see
Uh-huh.
that, but from my side, I can't
Okay.
see it.
Okay, just a second.
Yeah, and you know, there at the center, there is the Armenian church. Very near is the Pravoslav church, and very near is the Jewish synagogue. You know, and me personally, I love my city not because of like I was born here. I love my city just because of all these multicultural points. You know, everything is very near. Different religions, different culture are are together. Where I grow up, the place where I grow up, me and also another our neighbor was Azerbaijani. Others was Russian and Jewish people. You know, we used to live in a multicultural condition. This is our life. This is our value. I can't imagine our life in another way. But this is I will give you the exact fact point that Armenia is a very mono-ethnic country. You can Google it and search. In Armenia, only Yazidi Kurds are living there, you know, with the Armenians. All our nations just leave this country. I don't know what is the reason. About Azerbaijanis, we know the reason. It was exact ethnic cleanings against Azerbaijanis, not only in Armenia, not only in Yerevan, and also in Karabakh when it's occupied. But in Azerbaijan, for me personally, it's not question. Yes, of course, we are remembering the 19th war. We are know the Khojaly genocide, which is happened in 92. We lived very several days ago the terroristic act in Ganja and different cities of our country. We lost our 10 innocent children. But the Armenians now, which is living in Baku and different cities of Azerbaijan, they are condemns all this situation as well. You know, and in 195 and in 118, they were almost the same situation in Azerbaijan. Where I live in the center, there was a building, Ismailia, which is Armenian Dashnaks, Armenians fired and destroyed that building. And that building is very important for the population of Baku. You know, they're just destroyed. It was in earliest of 19th. But what was happened? We lived with them together. And, you know, we are neighbors. We are neighbors. And I'm sure that this both yeah, I'm repeating, for us it's not a question because we are living together with them. Even
Okay.
they
Okay. Yes, you answered my question is that you do believe, and you said that you don't have problem with Armenian people, but you do have a certain rationale for this intervention from the Azerbaijani military side. So, what do you believe is the solution for the conflict? What do you believe that's how do you believe the conflict will end? Do you believe in negotiations, or you believe that the only way to end this conflict is to continue the intervention from the Azerbaijani military?
I do believe like, you know, this problem has only one solution. The the borders of Azerbaijan, like the territorial integrity of Azerbaijan, must be like what is international law is allowing, and this is the only solution. I hope that Armenian side, Armenian government will wake up and just stop all this crime, stop all this. You know, they are just killing their people. They are just killing their people. And I have a videos I didn't send to you. If you want, I can send it to you, which is Armenians. They say that we don't want to die for other countries' territory. We don't want to die, but there are forces for them. I have exact videos about this, which how they are forces their people to go and to fight against Azerbaijanis. Why they are doing this? What is all this? I've sent you the map of Great Armenia. You know, this is the brainwashing of these people. There are some terroristic organizations as Dashnaks and the other terroristic organizations of Armenia. They are created a history, and they are doing brainwashing to their people. Like in the history, they were Great Armenia, and you know, in this Great Armenia, like takes away Azerbaijan, takes away Georgia, takes away Turkey, Iraq, and I've sent that map to you. This is exact map of them, and some of brainwashed Armenians believed in this, and they think that we are living in a civilized world. You know, what was in my history, there were many different points, and if today we will stand up and to make some territorial claim to our neighbors, that in the history, I don't know, something was happened, and we want to take back that 1,000 years ago territories. We are in a civilized world. We can't do this. We are civilized people. This is 21st century. It's impossible. And what at this moment, like for me, they are the victim of that terroristic organizations, which is believing in great Armenian empire, you know. And this situation must be stopped. Armenian people must wake up, you know, must wake up and can understand that it's not, it can't normal to live in this way. And there are, at this moment, there are some Armenians which they have territorial claims to Georgia. At this moment, they have territorial claims to Georgia. You know, it's, and there are some of Armenians which they have exact territorial claims to Turkey at this moment, today. And like on this way, it's impossible to live in peace in South Caucasus. Armenian people just have to wake up, just have to understand that this is not correct living way. All this situation must be stopped. We have to respect each other's territorial integrity. We must respect international law. We must respect each other culture, each other values, and live together peacefully. Only on this tolerance way we can live together. And you know, more than 30,000 Azerbaijanis now live in Iran. Can you imagine? Tomorrow we will say that, you know, Azerbaijanis don't want to live with the Persian people. We are just separating from you, and this territory is our. Go away from this territory. It's impossible. A lot of Azerbaijanis live in Georgia. Enough, like, you know, a lot of Azerbaijanis. And today they have to stand up and say that if they don't want to live with Georgians, okay, it can be happen. They have to come to Azerbaijan. They have the place to come. And even I can't hear you. I'm sorry, I can't hear
I
you.
was muted. I was muted for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the
Yeah.
situation. I was in Georgia, and Azerbaijanis live in Marneuli district, and Armenians live in Samtskhe Javakheti, Khalkhalaki, and around these regions. Also, well, I know the situation in Armenia. You made a point. You made a great point there, Ms. Khalaf. I need to stop you here because we're almost out of our time. Because
Sorry.
no, it's okay. You made your point, and this is what I wanted to hear from your side. This is the point. I hope that you will take a look what the Armenian gentleman from the US said. He also, I will send you the
Okay.
link to his conversation, and I will send
Okay.
your points to him. And I hope that I believe, because we had the same situations. When I hear you talking about the international law, about the ethnic minorities, about people having plans of greater Armenia, greater, I don't know if somebody believes that the greater Georgia should be there, or Iran should make their own boundaries. That's all the stuff that we have been hearing here in the Balkans. We also had borders internationally recognized, but then ethnic people wanted to change those borders after the Yugoslavia fell down. It's very similar, but of course, as you pointed out, it's very specific in certain differences. So it's left for me to thank. What is left for me to say is to thank you again for your participation in the project, and to wish for you and the Azerbaijani people a peace. That peace comes to the as a conclusion to this conflict, and that you continue to live in this beautiful country of yours and the territory of Southern Caucasus, which is a beautiful part of the world. And I wish you all the luck, and I want to thank you again.
Thank you so much. With a great pleasure. Thank you for touching this issue.
Yeah, have a nice day.
You as well.